When I first began visiting the trade schools in Zhytomyr, Ukraine, I was really struck by the dark hallways. It smelled like the urinals in the hallways. It was obvious that there was crowded rooms that our youth were sleeping in every night. It was not a place to call home. I saw a great contrast between our time at the trade school and when we entered our day center and our shelter building at Last Bell. It was obvious that our youth were experiencing the hospitality of Christ. My name is Megan Hershey, and I'm the Executive Director of Last Bell Ministries. Last Bell serves 16 to 21-year-olds in the trade schools by providing holistic care for their lives. When our youth graduate from the trade school, they still don't have many of the life skills that they need to flourish in the world, which include handling their money, being able to pay even simple bills, like their cell phone bill, for example. Many of them don't know how to go see a doctor or what it means to even take care of their teeth or their hygiene, what is required to show up at a job and really do that work on a day-to-day basis. They're missing many of the basic skills. Most of our youth have grown up in either an institution, an orphanage, or in homes with many traumatic events that have occurred, including abuse and neglect. They've also what we call complex trauma, which is multiple traumatic events have occurred in their lives, which have wide-ranging outcomes and difficulties. So our youth come because they know this is a place for stability, and because many of them are looking simply for love. What really stands out to me is our staff. Our staff step into the gaps in so many different ways. They provide educational advocacy, they provide spiritual mentoring, they provide vocational next steps and possibilities for our youth. They're also helping them get their medical needs met and looking into all the things that it takes for someone to be a thriving person. So two of the youth that I've gotten to meet in my time over there a couple of different times are Sasha and Alona. Sasha grew up with a very difficult childhood, including being abandoned by his father and losing his mother. He grew up in an orphanage and also met Alona, who he's now married to, who is another one of our youth who grew up in the Last Bell community. And both of them have experienced complete tragic events from their childhood, but are now living in a village outside of Zhytomyr and invited us to come to their home to see what they have rebuilt with the help of Last Bell. They are entrusted volunteers. They are sharing Jesus with other young people who are in our community. They are even fostering some of the kids of our orphanage graduates at times when someone needs respite care. What really is amazing is seeing our youth give back as part of the solution. We see them raising their own families. We see them choosing to follow Jesus. We see them giving back in our community and to our Last Bell youth. For example, when I met Anya for the first time, I was so encouraged by what God was doing in her life. She is somebody who we cheered on for many years, and eventually she became a doctor and is now both working as a physician in Zhytomyr, and she's living at the top floor of our shelter, which means she has daily interactions with our young moms. She's able to intercede with their medical needs, and she's also able to empathize with them as a former orphan herself. What our youth most need and what God most made us for is deep human connection, and that is what our staff provide in one-on-one relationship, in mentoring, in advocacy, showing up for important things in their life. This is the unique work that Last Bell practices day in and day out, and this is what God has called us to. When you make a donation to Last Bell, when you come and serve in Zhytomyr, when you pray on our behalf, when you collect coats for our young moms, you're not just changing their life for a day or a week or a winter. You are really changing the course of an entire life and the generation beyond. We invite you to engage with us at the next level in 2020. Come visit us in Zhytomyr, join our growing group of volunteers here in the United States, or simply give.